everybody. Let's start here, just taking some nice deep breaths in and out. Giving yourself an opportunity to fully arrive in your practice. Knowing that there's always something that can draw your attention away if you allow it. So make the choice, make the commitment to yourself to stay present in your practice for just the next 45 minutes. Letting all other distractions drift off out of your purview, out of your awareness. So that you're choosing to be here and now. Starting to feel the muscles in the body that can soften. You might notice an increased heaviness in your seat. Maybe even give yourself a little bit of a wiggle here so you nestle into your seat. And then with your inhale breaths, each breath in, start to sit a little bit taller with each breath in. So you feel like just a little bit more space is being lifted up out of the hips. The spine is feeling a little bit longer. Shoulders can settle down the back. Palms facing up here. If that feels okay on your wrist, if it aggravates your wrist at all, you're welcome to turn the palms down. And if you haven't already, go ahead and close your eyes. But if it doesn't feel comfortable for you to close your eyes, you're welcome to keep your eyes open, but soften the eyes a little bit. And now start to deepen your breath in and out from your belly. Really start to allow the belly to expand and engage a little bit of belly muscle as you exhale to contract. So it's quite an active breath now. We call this our yogic breath or a deep belly breath. So there is some muscular effort here as you exhale. You're trying to release that muscular effort as best you can. So the inhales are quite full and easy. Also notice it's very common when we start this active breathing to restrict a little in the throat. See if you can soften your throat a little bit, but still keep that depth of breath. And then from here, with your inhale, we're going to add a little bit of motion, lifting the shoulders up and rolling them back. As you exhale, let them slide down and draw forward. Again, inhale nice and full, lift the shoulders up and back. Exhale down and forward. One more time, lift them up with the inhale and back, and then exhale down and forward. Very good. Let's go the other way now. As you inhale, the shoulders are going to go back and then up, exhaling them forward and then down. Inhaling them back and up, exhaling them forward and down. We'll do one more, inhaling back and up, exhaling forward and down. Very good. So you're going to feel this kind of hunch probably as we finish off with that exhale and the shoulders forward. So keep that roundedness for a moment. Glide your hands forward and hold your kneecaps. Let your belly draw in, curl your chin towards your chest and look down towards your belly. So we're accentuating the roundedness that we created through the shoulders. We're drawing that down the back. You're going to pause your body here, but keep the breath deep into the belly. So you're going to feel a bit of compression in the belly. That's going to move the breath more into the back of your body, hopefully creating a little bit of stretch and space in the low back. Be mindful of your spine. Only go to a curve that feels appropriate for you, depending on what's happening on your spine. So for some of us, we might actually be sitting up a little bit taller. That's okay. You're just feeling that breath mostly in the back. One more breath here like this. And then with your inhale, again, in the belly, you're going to fill up through the belly, lift the chest up, keep breathing in, fill up, lift the chin up, look up, shoulders back. We're going to pause here. So arms extended forward, hands touching the kneecaps, chest lifted, gaze lifted. Keep that breath moving. Good. On your exhale now, drop the chin in, hug the belly and round the spine. Good. Inhale, belly forward, chest lifted, chin lifted, look up. Exhale, curling down and in. Inhale, lifting up, opening up. Good. Two more like this. Exhale and rounding. Inhale, opening. Shoulders back, throat open. Last time, exhale, curling in. And then inhale, coming forward and up. Good. This time, as you take your next breath in, you're going to shift your chest over to your right. Exhale, round into center and go to your left. Inhale, up through center towards your right. Exhale, rounding in and towards your left. Circling here through the spine. Good. Now let's switch the direction. Same circular motion. We'll go back the other way, keeping that back and forth oscillation as well. So you're still arcing and rounding the spine, but you're adding this side to side motion. So it creates a circle. Good. Next time you come around through center, sit up nice and tall. Line your shoulders as best you can, right over top of your hips, letting your arms hang at your sides. We're going to take both arms out to the side now and up. Turn those palms up and lift the arms as high as is comfortable, turning the palms forward, exhaling them down in front. Inhale, palms out to the sides and up. Exhale, forward and down. So these are bigger circles in the shoulders. Let's do one more like that. Inhale, out to the side. Exhale, forward and down. Good. Then we'll reverse it. Turn the palms forward. Inhale the arms up. In front, turn the palms out, exhale them down. It's almost like you're trying to press the air beside you down to the ground. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, out and down. Really nice. One more time. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, out and down. Very nice. As the arms come down now, bring them around behind you. You're going to hold on to the back of the chair. We're coming into a bridge pose here. So a seated bridge pose is you hold on to the back sides of the chair, bend your elbows a little bit, take those shoulders, lift them up and hug the shoulder blades together on your back. Now being attentive to the spine, if there's any concerns along your spine, you're going to stay here like this, lifting up nice and tall through the spine, pressing into the feet. If the spine feels okay, keeping those shoulders back, the elbows are slightly bent, you can start to lift your chest up, walking your hands down the back of the chair, slowly curving back just a little bit. Doesn't have to be very far. Try to resist the urge of letting your head just drop back. Keep a little tuck of the chin, breathing here. A couple more breaths. We're really starting to open and warm up the spine. Good. Next inhale, come back up into center. As you exhale, release your arms forward onto the thighs. Good. Sitting up nice and tall, just give your spine a moment to come back to its neutral space. Then we're going to slide the hands forward and down the legs. So if there's any concern for blood pressure here, you'll keep your elbows on your thighs and your head above your heart. If there's no concern for blood pressure or concern for pressure behind the eyes, you can then fold all the way down, sliding your hands down the front of the legs towards the feet. Letting your head hang, if that feels okay for you. Otherwise, your elbows are on your thighs. Good. Wherever you are in this forward fold, just like we did a few moments ago when the belly is compressed, you want to move the breath more to the back of your body. See if you can feel that deep belly breath in the back of your body. Okay, you're going to keep your left hand either on the floor or on the foot, the left foot, or maybe the left elbow on the left thigh, and your right hand will come up onto your right knee. Slowly roll your right shoulder back and look off towards your right. Good. You could stay here like this, or if it feels okay for your shoulder and spine, lift your right arm up, maybe extend it towards the sky. Good. We'll take a few breaths here. Good. On your exhale, slowly release your right elbow down. Maybe you bring your right elbow onto your thigh, or your right hand comes onto the foot or the floor. The left hand now lifts up onto the left knee, and you slowly twist towards your left. Keep that breath full. Some of you might release the left arm up towards the sky. Some of you might keep the left hand on the leg. That's fine too. Be where you are, feel where you are, and breathe there. Very nice. Slowly as you inhale, try unwinding here, bringing both elbows now up onto your thighs. Now bring your hands one at a time up onto your knees, and then lift straight up from there. Good. Let's take the right leg up now. Lift the right leg up. Take your hands either behind the right thigh or around the shin. And we'll just gently squeeze the right leg in. You can point and flex your right foot a few times. Roll the right ankle. Try rolling it the other way. Then flexing the toes up towards the knee. Give the leg a squeeze in. One more nice, good, firm squeeze. And then we'll gently release the leg back down, letting the blood flow back into the joints of the leg. Good. Then we'll take the left leg up. Again, hands can come around the shin or behind the thigh. It's usually you'll bring your hands behind your thigh if your knee does not enjoy compression. Then you can hold behind the thigh. If it feels okay on your knee to give the leg a bit of compression there, then you can hold the shin, lifting the leg up and into the belly. Good. Pointing and flexing that left foot. Good. Rolling the ankle. You might hear a little bit of snap, crackle, pop from me, or you might have your own little musical orchestra going on in the joint. Let's roll it the other way. Just make sure you're not grinding or feeling any pain as you roll the joint. Then flex the left toes back up. Give the leg another good firm squeeze up and in. Then gently release the foot down. Good. Taking the feet now wide apart, sliding your hands out towards your knees. Lean out between the legs. Reach your chest forward. So you might have to adjust yourself a little bit on your chair. Make sure you're feeling supported underneath you. With your hands on your knees, chest is forward. We're going to take the belly onto the right thigh. Keep the spine straight as you inhale, lift up, come through center, lean back over to your left thigh, down and across. Inhale as you come up, lean back. Exhale, down and across. Inhale, lifting up, leaning back. Exhaling down and across. Good, let's go the other way. Go down and across now, right to left. Inhale, left, lean back, then go to the right. Good. Exhaling down and across, inhaling up and back. One more time, down and across, and then up and back. Very nice. Let's come back down through center now. So you're folded partway forward here, chest is forward. You're welcome to keep your hands up on your thighs. So try not to push on the knees themselves, go a little bit higher up on the thighs. Or if there's no concern for the spine, especially the low back, you might take the arms forward more. That's up to your spine. So be mindful there, and your shoulders. Maybe it's more straight out in front for the shoulders. But we don't want to add any strain to an injured spine, or if there's concern for osteoporosis there, keep the hands on the thighs. Then from here, we're going to inhale, press into the feet, and hover the hips away from the chair. Maybe the knees today don't appreciate that, and that's okay. Keep your hips on the chair, arms forward, breath moving. Otherwise, lifting the hips away from the chair, pausing here, breathing. Wherever you are, meet it with that deep yogic breath. See if you can even imagine a smile coming across the face like you might be enjoying yourself. Good on your Monday morning. Very nice. Press into your feet now, slowly straighten the legs, lift the arms up, look up. Exhale, let the arms go. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, let them go. Inhaling, reach up, look up. Exhale, let them go. Good. One more time. Big breath in, reach up. Big exhale, let them go. Good. Hands on the hips. Turn your toes forward. Slide your hips from side to side. Good. Now roll the hips. Try turning the hips in a circular motion if that feels okay for your hips. And it might not, and that's okay. Then you stay with maybe the side to side motion. If you're circling, try circling the other way. Good. And then some of you might move the hips in a figure 8 motion, this sort of looping motion with the hips. That might feel good for your hips. If it doesn't, or if there's any doctor prescribed motion you're supposed to avoid with the hips, maybe for you, then you stay with that side to side. A little bit of motion is better than no motion. That's what we're looking for, is movement, any movement. Let's figure 8, if you're doing those figure 8 motions, do it in the opposite direction now. Okay. And then we'll bring the hips into center and take a moment to step your feet in so they're more directly below your hips. Release your arms to your sides, palms forward, shoulders back. Now, for some of us, we might remain seated in the chair today, and that's okay. You can stay seated. Either position here, seated or standing, you're in your Tadasana. Feet are parallel, heart is open, eyes might softly close. And we turn all of our attention down into the breath. Feeling both feet on the ground, the body in alignment. Full presence here. From here, the right arm is going to go out to the right and lifting it up just as high as is comfortable. Now, if lifting overhead aggravates your shoulder at all, you can bring your fingertips to your shoulder. Otherwise, extend straight through the arm as best you can, keeping the shoulder down and away from the ear. Then you'll arc your body over towards your left, letting that left hand slide down the leg. Noticing if your head is kind of dropping to the left. Keep your head as best you can in line with that curve of the spine. Good. Press a little stronger now into your right foot, especially if you're standing. Press a little bit more in your right foot. If it feels okay for you, you might take your left arm up and hold that right wrist now to add a little bit of stretch. Be mindful of what's appropriate for your body today, remembering that you want to come back and practice again another day. So taking it to only a place that feels good for you today. Good. If you have a hold of the wrist with your opposite hand, gently release that left arm down. Use your inhale for support as you come back up into center, and then exhale, release the right arm down. Good. Let's lift the left arm now out to the side and up. Again, your choice depending on the shoulder. Maybe fingertips stay resting on the shoulder. Maybe the arm extends straight up. Taking your exhale breath now, you're curving your spine over to the left. Sorry, over to your right. Good. Deep breaths here. Your choice, depending on the spine, you might take your right hand up, hold that left wrist, and curve over a little bit more. But see if you can put a little bit more weight into that left side of the body. A little bit more work down that left leg if you're standing. Good. Then inhale, rise back up into center. Release the grip as you exhale and let both arms come down. As the arms come down, bring them around behind you, touching the palms around behind you. Then inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides and up. Touch them overhead. Exhale, take the arms down and around behind you, touching the palms behind you. And then inhale, reach them out and up. Now, reaching all the way up aggravates the shoulders, reach them forward. Good. Exhale them down and around behind you. One more time. Let's take them out and up as high as you comfortably can, touching the palms, and then exhale down and around behind. As they come behind, we're going to place the hands now palms flat onto the back of the hips. If having the hands behind you like this aggravates your shoulders, bring the hands more forward, bring the shoulders in more of a neutral place. Otherwise, planting the hands on the back of your hips. So you might not be able to tell here because I have a big baggy sweatshirt on, but your hands are down on the hips themselves, not up at the low back. So you feel like the base of your palm is around the back, the top crest of your hips, and your fingertips flow down over the hips from there. Shoulders, once again, are going to lift up and draw back, hug those elbows in. Pressing into both feet strongly, feel the strength of the legs. Drawing down through the back of the hips, lengthen through the front of the body, lift up, maybe even look up. Be aware of your spine and the care that your spine requires today. Maybe for you, you stay here like this and breathe. If it's okay along your spine, you might start to curve that upper back a little bit. Coming into a back bend here, pressing into the feet, breathing deeply. Good work. 2 more breaths like this. Good. On your next inhale, lift from the head and heart, and then release the arms to your sides. If there's any dizziness or lightheadedness, have a seat in your chair. Let it pass. Returning to your Tadasana, maybe closing the eyes, returning to that depth of breath. Feeling some of the energy that might start to circulate and move through the body. Good. Okay, we're going to take our chair now. So for those who are standing, you're going to bring your chair out in front of you so the seat of the chair is facing you. And of course, you can always stay seated. You may need some kind of block. We'll find out very quickly. What is great is if you have one of these yoga foam blocks, you can use that. A good firm book, like I have a big, huge cooking book. Sometimes those work really great. But you don't want to use something like a pillow or a folded blanket. It's a bit too forgiving. It's a bit too wobbly. So firm support. If you don't have anything like that, it's okay. You don't need it. I'll show you the alternative today. If you do have something like that, just keep it close by. Okay? We're going to start by facing the chair if you're standing. If you're seated, you're still sitting in the chair in your Tadasana. From here, planting the feet, reach the arms forward and inhale them up as high as is comfortable. If you're standing, you're going to bend your knees, sit your hips back as though there was another chair behind you. Good. Lift the gaze up, lift the arms up. Breathing here. Release your hands now onto the seat of the chair. Straighten the legs, straighten the arms, look forward. Keeping your head above your heart. If there's concern for blood pressure, on your next exhale, you may start to fold down. Inhale, long spine, straighten the arms, look forward. Exhale, bend the elbows, folding down. Good. Inhale now, let's straighten the arms, look forward. One more time. We're going to slowly and gently fold. Good. Inhale, straighten the arms, look forward. Here's where our options come in. So if you're seated, you're going to take your left knee up and into your belly, hugging it with your hands around your thigh or shin. If you're standing, your right leg can now, your left knee, your left foot, my apologies, can lift up onto the chair, maybe. If lifting the left foot onto the chair is not available to you, that's okay. You might take a block just underneath the chair and place your left foot there. Or for today, you might not use a block at all. Just placing the left foot under the chair and then maybe walking your right foot back a little bit. So finding the option that's appropriate for you. Maybe you lift your left foot on the chair today. Maybe you take another variation. Once you have your left foot positioned, bring both hands onto the back of the chair. Good. Lift your chest now, look forward. Let's all press stronger into the right leg. Good. Now, if you're standing and you have your left foot on the chair, you might continue to hold the chair. Just noticing your balance here. You want to stay steady. Both feet are flat. You might start to bring your hands one at a time up onto that front thigh. If you're sitting in the chair, release your left foot down on the floor. So both feet are flat on the floor, both knees are bent. And then from here, you might take both arms up. Good. All right, so I'm just going to turn myself here so you can see. All right. Those who have their left foot forward, either under the chair or on the chair, you might start to bend a little deeper into that left knee. Okay, if you're sitting in the chair, both feet are flat on the floor. And then let's all turn palms forward. Now you're welcome to keep your hands on the chair. That's always an option. Or you can take a hold of your right wrist with your left hand, and start to curve over slowly to your left. Press down equally into both feet, and now hug the belly slightly away from that front thigh. Good, full long breaths here. We got a little bit of side arcing, we have some balance going on here, some strength, a lunge, a hip opening, so much going on all at once. Let's take one more breath like this. Then on an inhale for support, come back up into center, release the grip of your hands and float those hands down, either onto the back of the chair, or if it's available, bring your hands down onto the inside of your foot on the chair. So even if your foot is on the floor, your left foot, and you're standing, you can bring both hands onto the seat of the chair. See how that feels. If you're seated, take your hands underneath your left thigh, interlace them there. If you're standing with your hands on the chair, start to slide your hips back so your left leg will begin to straighten a little bit. You see that? There we go. And then you're going to bend into your left knee. And then you're going to straighten that left leg a little bit. So if you're seated, you're doing this motion from your knee. You're going to extend the left leg and then bend at the knee. Good. Just a couple more back and forth motions like this. Really nice. Next time that left knee is bent, keep it bent. If you're sitting in the chair, place your left foot on the floor. If you're standing, take a hold of the side of the chair with your right hand, bring your left hand onto your left knee, and turn to look towards your left. If you're seated, you will have your right hand across your left thigh, coming into your twist. Good. For the last couple breaths, some of you might take your left arm up towards the sky, or you might keep your left hand on your knee. We've got one more breath here. And then slowly unwind, holding onto the back of the chair as you step your left foot off. Both feet coming onto the floor. Hands onto the seat of the chair. Walk your feet away from your chair, coming into a downward facing dog. If you're sitting in the chair, your hands are interlaced, your palms will come forward, maybe reaching up. Good. Looking forward now, walk your feet up towards the chair. Good. If you're sitting, release the arms. From here, we'll take the right foot now, either stepping the right foot just below the chair, maybe onto a block, or maybe placing that right foot all the way up onto the seat of the chair. Good. Take your time, there's no rush. If you're sitting in the chair, you're lifting your right leg up, giving it a good squeeze in. If you have your right foot lifted, you're going to place both hands onto the back of the chair. And steadying yourself in your feet. So feel both feet pressing down, lifting the chest up, looking forward. Good. From here, you may start to lift your hands one at a time. Be mindful of balance. Go nice and slow, lifting your chest up. Both feet feel steady and planted. Then maybe the arms come up. Anywhere along the way here is great. Stay where you feel good and breathe there. Good. Nice. Some of you, if your leg is lifted, you might start to bend a little deeper into that knee. And slowly release the hands down now onto the back of the chair. Ooh, actually, we have one more motion. We're going to bring the hands back up. So that's a good practice with our balance. Take your time, slowly coming back up, reaching those arms up or out in front of you. I'm going to turn myself now so you can see me. With the arms extended, we're going to take a hold of the left wrist now with the right hand and curve over towards the right. And both feet flat, pressing down into both feet. Good job. Feel a nice long stretch on that left side. Good. Let's come back up into center. Again, now from here, we'll release the hands down onto the back of the chair. Pause there. If you're holding onto your right leg, you can release your right foot down for a breath. Then release the hands to the seat of the chair. So if they're coming to the inside of the foot, you might need to walk your foot a little bit further out. If that's feeling a bit far away today, don't even worry about it. Bring the hands more onto the back of the chair. Good. Then from there, we're going to straighten through that right leg and bend the knee. So those in the chair, you'll lift the right leg up, hold behind the right thigh, and bend and straighten from the leg, from the knee. Good. If you're standing, your hands are either on the back of the chair or the seat of the chair, and your hips are gliding forward and back with your breathing. Good. Nice. Next time you come forward, feeling the weight shift into that right foot, you're going to bring your right hand up onto your right knee, left hand on the side of the chair. If you're seated, it's your left hand that will come across to your right thigh, right foot on the floor. Rolling your right shoulder back, turning your gaze towards your right, breathing here. Some of you might release your right arm and extend it out towards the sky, taking the last few breaths here with that arm extended. That's just an option though, that's not necessary. Very good work. Let's gently release the right arm down. Go nice and slow, take your time, and then slide your right foot off of the chair if it's there. Once again, holding onto the sides of the seat of the chair, walking your feet away from the chair, coming into your downward facing dog. Deep, long breaths here. Good. Looking forward towards the chair now. Slowly walk your feet up. Bring your hands onto the back of the chair. Take your time. Pause here for a moment or two. Let the breath and the blood pressure balance out before you make your way back to standing or upright in your Tadasana. Palms open at the sides, shoulders back. Close the eyes if it feels okay for you to turn your attention again deeply to the breath. Letting go now in the body, any tension that can be let go of. Feel a gentleness of freedom to your breathing. If it's comfortable for you, you can now use your chair to help yourself down onto the floor. Only if that feels available to you. Maybe coming to lay down onto your back, bringing your legs up onto the chair. That's your option. Now, if coming to the floor just doesn't feel right for you today, or you're not sure about it today, come back up and sit, or come onto your chair. Come to sit on your chair. And then sit all the way back on your chair. So your spine is against the back of the chair. And maybe you're like me, your legs might be a little shorter. So placing a pillow or a book or a block underneath your feet for some support is nice. Take your time. So either coming down to lay on the ground and bring your legs up on the chair, or coming to sit in the chair all the way back, hands on the belly. Take your time as you set yourself up. Once you feel set, close your eyes. With your hands on your belly, start to feel, not make or create, but simply feel how your belly is moving as you breathe. Excuse me. Feel the support along your back. Allow yourself to settle into that support. Excuse me, it's very dry here today. I apologize. To help settle the nervous system towards our Savasana, we're going to take a few rounds of our Bhramari breath here. This is our bumblebee breath. On your exhales, your tongue will rest at the roof of your mouth and you'll hum gently, like a little buzzing bumblebee. This humming creates its own vibration at the roof of the mouth, so you don't have to make the tongue move. Just humming will create that vibration. So each exhale, you hum, and each inhale naturally happens through the nose. Each exhale, you hum. This is our Bhramari breath. So let's begin together. Then respect your own rhythm of breathing, and you'll Bhramari at your own rate. Taking an inhale breath through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Good. Inhale through the nose, tongue to the roof of the mouth, begin to Bhramari. Two more breaths like this. Last one. Let your tongue fall down from the roof of the mouth. Use the jaw, the throat. Feel some space in the mouth. Let the roof of the mouth feel as though it was opening up towards the ceiling of the skull. So you feel a lot of space now in the mouth. If you're lying on the floor, you can now ease both knees towards the belly, wrap the arms around the legs and give them a good squeeze in. If you're sitting in the chair, go ahead and allow yourself to fold forward, maybe resting the elbows on the thighs, maybe folding all the way down. If you're lying on the floor, allow yourself now to roll over onto one side, maybe moving away from the chair or turning into a direction that allows you to extend straight out on the ground. So you're lying on your back with your legs extended out. Make sure you've got lots of space around you to do that. If you're sitting in the chair, start to slowly make your way back up to seated. Maybe coming a little bit forward on the chair so you've got space. If you're lying on the floor, you're going to take your feet wide apart and let both knees fall over to your left. This is for those lying on the floor. Your feet will go wide, both knees will fall to the left. You have an option here to take your left foot and lift it on top of your right thigh. That's an option. It can add a fair bit of strain to the low back and to the knees, so be mindful of what feels okay for you. If you're sitting in the chair, you're going to keep your feet hip distance apart. Take your left hand across to your right thigh. Bring your right hand around behind you on the chair and turn to look towards your right, keeping that right shoulder turning back. Good. Deep yogic breaths here. If you're on the floor and you have your left foot resting on your right thigh, gently slide it off. Keeping your feet wide, fan the knees back up and over now to the right side. So both knees, will fall to the right. With the option of lifting your right foot up and over on your left thigh. That's just an option though, it's not necessary. If you're in the chair, inhale to release and unwind, coming right on over to the other side. So right hand over to the left leg, left hand behind you, gazing off towards the left. The key to our twists here is to ensure the depth of breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose now. If you're lying on the floor and you have your right foot on your left thigh, gently slide your right foot off. Slowly bring the knees back up into center, maybe windshield wipering the knees from side to side a few times before straightening the legs out onto the ground. If you're sitting in the chair, release the grip of the hands, inhale into center. Go ahead and slide all the way to the back of the chair. If you're lying on the floor and having your legs straight out in any way aggravates the low back, please feel free to bend your knees again. If you're sitting in the chair, your palms can face up or down on your thighs, but let yourself really settle back into your chair. If you're lying on the floor, I'll suggest your arms stay out to the side, palms up, creating a little bit more of a neutral experience for the shoulders, but only if that feels all right for your shoulders. If there's been injury, another position might feel better. And then wherever you are, gently close the eyelids over the eyes. Allow the eyes to settle back into their sockets. Release the effort of breathing. Let the breath do what it will. Take a few moments now to be very still and quiet. I'll bring us back to close the practice. Slowly drink a deep breath in. Make this the deepest breath you've taken yet today. Really fill yourself up, all the nooks and crannies of the body full of breath. All the way in, all the way up. Pausing at the top of that inhale and feeling full for just a moment. And then letting the mouth open, letting that breath just flow out. Letting it empty all the way out. Releasing now the effort of breathing and bringing motion into the body. Curling and uncurling fingers and toes. Maybe moving your shoulders, your head, and your neck. Those of you on the ground might find it enjoyable to extend the legs, extend the arms, and reach in two directions there. In the chair, it might feel nice just to reach the arms forward, maybe interlace the fingers and press the palms forward. Then releasing the arms and hands. If you're lying on the floor, bend your knees, roll yourself over onto one side, and gently and slowly bring yourself to seated. If you're in the chair, move your hips forward on the chair so your spine comes away from the back of the chair. And we'll meet here in our seat, palms together. Take this moment and notice what you notice in the body. Notice what you feel without judgment, without deciding if what you feel is good or bad, or deciding if it's right or wrong, or even if it's wanted or unwanted. But just acknowledge, feel what you feel. Maybe you feel some space. Maybe you feel some tightness. Maybe there's some discomfort. Maybe there's a little bit of ease. For most of us, in any moment, there's a little bit of all of it. We acknowledge what our body is feeling at this moment. And then we bow in humble gratitude to give thanks to the body for all that it does do for us every day. Thank you all for continuing to come to practice together. Namaste.